Well done, Atta. Very confident reading in Hebrew. And it actually reminded me the time when I started to learn Hebrew. And at first, I didn't really know what I was reading. I just knew how to read it. And I remember that at some point I started to use it with a friend of mine as a secret language. We would write it, not actual Hebrew, just Hebrew letters, but it was in Russian. We both spoke Russian. We would write Russian words, but using Hebrew letters, and use it as a secret language. And when you were children, did you use any language games? For example, a system when changing spoken words to make them incomprehensible to an untrained ear. I found recently the two English versions. I did use it as well. And I found two English equivalents. One is any time a number is present within a word, you increase its value by 1. So this is the phrase any 1 up 4 tennis becomes any 2 up 5 11 is. So and you can see how you can speak a language this way, or write secret letters to each other, and it could become your secret language. So the second option I found is this. Hello, how are you? Would become this. I can't really pronounce it, but some people can. So the idea is you add a syllable, you add egg to each syllable. So hello becomes heigalego, probably, and you see, you can be trained to the extent that you would understand each other, but for everybody else it would sound like gibberish. It would sound completely incomprehensible. So the reason why I was fascinated by it, because I remembered a song, and this song was in fact the first song from the Eurovision song context that Israel won. And this song is called Abani Bi, and they use the same principle, basically. It's not a word. Abani Bi is not a Hebrew word, but the singer who performed it is named Yizhar Cohen, and this is how it sounds like. We're not going to listen to all of it. Yeah, that's the refrain. Abani bi or boebe. So I, for all my life, I thought it's just nothing. It meant nothing. But apparently, there is a meaning to it. The key line of the song, so it doesn't make sense unless you know the principle. So you add a letter bet after each consonant. This way, the Hebrew ani ohev, otach, becomes aba ni bi, or bo hebev, or bo tabach, which is if you remove everything, all syllables with letter b in it, there is ani ohev otach, which means I love you. And the song, the meaning of the song is a way in which children relate to love. Love, according to the songwriter, was spoken about secretly and were whispered only, and only in this secret language. They called it bet language. So Cohen, the singer, compares this to adulthood, when he realizes that love is a beautiful word and people don't say it enough, or if they do, they're embarrassed by it, and therefore this song is not just a silly line, but this song is a call for people to use love language more. So the following year, 1979, this one was 1978, but in 1979, Israel won again. Israel, the Eurovision contest, was won again by Israel, and that's one of the rare examples of the.
Hallelujah, לעולם. Hallelujah, ישיר כולם. במילה אחת בודדה, הלב מלא בהמון תודה, והולם גם הוא איזה עולם נפלא.
So, I know. I wanted to listen to it all, but I am conscious of all of our times. And there are a few more songs coming out later. So, hallelujah to the world. Everyone will sing one word only. Hallelujah. And the heart is full of thanks and beats as well. What a wonderful world. So this was a beautiful universal message of unity, thanksgiving, of this gratitude to the world. So a few years later, Israeli songs became more serious. For example, I'm not going to show every year since 1979. I'm going to skip a few more years and focus on the song, which I find so moving for today. This song is Chai, which means alive, performed by Ofra Chaza. So this one is performed in 1983. And the fact that this song was performed, and that was Eurovision in Munich, Germany. And the fact that this song was performed in Germany and in Munich in particular had a very special significance. 1983 marked 11 years from the Munich Olympic massacre, when several Israeli Olympic athletes were murdered by terrorists. Additionally, following a visit to the Dachau concentration camp, Ofra Chaza, the singer the performer of the song, underlined in the interview before the Eurovision, she underlined the special significance of the fact that an Israeli song was performed in Germany, particularly one with a message in it, Am Israel Chai, the people of Israel is still alive. And this is how it sounds. So it's good that hope was not yet lost. Alive, alive, people of Israel are alive. This is the song which my grandfather sang yesterday to my father, and today is my turn. I find it so moving, and especially with bearing in mind all of these contexts of the song, of the place and of the time that it was performed. So, there have been many disasters happening to Jewish people throughout history, but the best interpretation, the best message of hope is us. is the fact that we are here. That many things happen in the past, but we are still here. And even after the Second World War and after Holocaust, Israelis and Germans today can be together and can be partners in business, can be friends, and there are even couples who form union. And perhaps this is also a message for us today. Perhaps the most important Israeli Eurovision song for me was the one that didn't win. This one, I think it won as well, or maybe it was quite close to winning. It was a song performed in 2009, and it's called "There Must Be Another Way." It was performed by two singers, two women, Noah and Mira Awad. An Israeli and Palestinian woman sang the song together. The song was unique as it was performed in 3 languages: Hebrew, Arabic, and English. It conveyed the message of peace in those difficult times. And there was some controversy about this performance. Several Jewish and Arab local artists and intellectuals called for the Palestinian singer to step down because, in their view, her participation would convey a false impression of national coexistence, which was not the case then. At the same time, at that time, she acknowledged this criticism and said, "We are not naive enough to think that we are representing any existing situation. We are trying to show a possible situation that we believe is possible if we just make the necessary efforts." So a few days ago, she uploaded the new version of this very song again. She re-recorded it and posted it on social media with the message of peace.
There must be another way. עינייך אחות, כל מה שליבי מבקש אומרות, אבל עד כה דרך ארוכה, דרך כה קשה, יד ביד, והדמעות זורמות לשווא, כאב ללא שם, אנחנו מחכות רק ליום שיבוא אחרי. There must be another way. There must be another way. عينك بتقول رح يجي يوم كل الخوف يزول. بعينك إصرار إنه عنا خيار نكمل هالمسار مهما طال الأوقات. في عنوان وحيد للأحزان بنادي للغدا للسما نعيد. There must be another way. There must be another way. There must be another way.
At the end, this song has these lines. "And when I cry for both of us. My pain has no name. And when I cry to the merciless sky and say, there must be another way. There must be another way." So last night, I went to a reception organized by European Leadership Network, United Hatzalah of Israel, and World Jewish Relief. Initially, this meeting was meant to be an update of what has been happening in Ukraine in the last 600 days of war. But the war in Israel changed the agenda. One of the speakers was a person whose mother became a hostage, taken by Hamas terrorists. He spoke very movingly, and it was heartbreaking to hear his story. His mother was an Arabic and Hebrew teacher. She lived very close to the border with Gaza and believed, and she did it deliberately, because she believed that the only way forward, the only way to peace between Israelis and Palestinians is not through violence, but through communication. Therefore, she taught Arabic to Israelis and Hebrew to Palestinians. Her son, speaking to the UK Jewish community last night, didn't call for revenge. Instead, he expressed hope that maybe now, being a hostage, his mother would be able to communicate the message of love, peace, and coexistence to those who abducted her in their native language. He also said two things. He said that we should remember the main lesson from the Holocaust and don't forget it today. This lesson is very simple. Never define yourself by what you are not. And the second lesson, the second message, he said, that even in the dark times, we must not surrender to the dark inclination of human nature. He said, when the voice of love gets quiet, voices of hate get louder and louder and louder. Therefore, we should not stop. We should not silence our voices of love. So when this war is over, perhaps when both sides have time to mourn their losses and heal their wounds, we must remember the best in humanity. We must believe that it is possible. We must not lose hope. We must be inspired by the best examples of humanity in the past, be it Eurovision songs or people. And perhaps we should use even the Eurovision songs to say a simple message that love is a beautiful word. Humanity can speak in language of love instead of language of secrecy. And only have one world. We only have one world, and this world is wide enough for all. We can speak in the language of gratitude instead of the language of hatred. We are still alive, and our eyes are still raised to the light. Many are our thorns, but also flowers, and ahead of us are years too numerous to count. And let us ask and pray, it's good that hope was not yet lost. And when we cry for all people. Our pain has no address and no name. And when we cry to the merciless sky and say, there must be another way. There must be another way. These are the words of our grandparents. They said them yesterday to our parents. So today is our turn. Shabbat Shalom.